In a world of handheld gaming, the Nintendo Switch Lite stands as a testament to portability and just fun. But what if we could elevate this experience even further? Today we are embarking on a journey to transform this device with the Super 5 OLED replacement screen, because this Switch Lite is looking a little worse for wear. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a metamorphosis that promises deeper blacks, vibrant colors, and immersive gaming experience, all in that tiny Switch package.
Every modification to OEM hardware starts with a spark of imagination. This is where we ended up with the Super 5 OLED screen replacement kit, and they promise to bring new life into the aging Switch Lite platform. But with every promise, it always begs the question, is this actually going to be worth it?
Embarking on this transformation requires the right tools. Precision screwdriver set, or they do provide one of their own with a very fun fidget tool on the end, a plastic spudger, which they provide, tweezers, they also provide those, heat gun or hair dryer, I have a heat gun but a hair dryer will do, and some isopropyl alcohol for cleaning, in addition to some replacement thermal paste.
With all of these instruments ready, let's dive into the heart of the Switch Lite.
Gently unscrew all the screws on the back of the device, and then enter the pry bar, not where I did, but at the bottom near the speaker grill, and you could pop the thing apart. After open, you want to go about removing the battery first, so you don't short anything out. Then from left to right, remove all of the screws, and this is the part where you need to decide if you are doing the touch portion or replacing the screen at all. If you're doing either of those, the complete teardown is what you need to do, and make sure to put all the screws in the little box that comes with this, so that you remember where they go, because I know I don't. And different depth screws will puncture different things. Remove all of your screws, ribbon cables, and neatly organize them. Once everything's been removed from the shell, you can work on the LCD. Heat up the sides, and if you're replacing the shell entirely, you can kind of just bend the shell away. It's not that thick of plastic. Or if you're keeping the shell, make sure you heat this up enough to get your pry tool under and then gently pry it up. If the screen is broken, you can ham fist this thing pretty good. Now once everything's done, we're actually going to give this a special treatment here, which I thought it would be cool to paint this in a Muso black, which is the blackest paint on the market, meaning it doesn't really reflect any light, so it looks very weird to camera and weird in person. But this paint actually, once I had it on there, I realized that when you play with the device after it's been dried, it's got like a dusty effect to it. So I put a matte coating on top of this, which does dull the color just a little bit. And it kind of makes it feel weird. The paint then feels like a bed liner or like a chunky, chalky texture. This thing is super grippy now. And after sanding, applying the paint, sanding and applying more paint, and then sanding and applying the primer and applying the matte finish, we ended up with this. Now we can install the Super 5 OLED, and this gets a little bit tricky. This was not an easy installation. The cables are cut perfectly so that they line up exactly where they need to be, and I recommend watching Taki Udon's video who developed this kit, because that, which is linked in the description, really helps. The ribbon cables on the left-hand side of the screen, if you're looking directly at it, need to be bent up in a way which is pretty hard to actually get into the Switch Lite casing here. You have to pry it up, but you have to not pry it so much that you break it. So I did it in like a two-part sandwichy hold that turned out okay, but I definitely had a little more issues with this. This is not a beginner screen replacement. And once you have the screen in and you remove all the plastic around the sides, you can connect all the cables and all the new cables that come with this new screen. You're basically going to have to add some power cables and the backlight display cable. Then reverse the process. Once everything's in there, reconnect the battery and replace the metal shield, making sure you put down a copious amount of goop. There was an absolute slew of this stuff in there when I got in there the first time. And once you have all this snapped back together, you have a pretty interesting Console. The transformation is complete. The Super 5 OLED breathes new life into the Switch Lite, offering richer visuals and enhanced gaming experience. That OLED black just really makes a difference when you're looking at older content that's 8-bit or any of the new content now. Comparing this to all the other consoles, the Switch OLED's really the only one that comes close to it in dynamic range and just overall clarity. If you have a broken Switch Lite, this is a no-brainer to put this screen in versus a replacement screen of the original. Or even if you're like me and just really like this console, the size and the ergonomics of it, you're going to want to try this mod out for yourself.
Every modification comes with a story, a journey of transformation, curiosity, and sometimes fantastic results. I appreciate you all coming on this journey with me. This turned out pretty cool. The paint itself turned out to be with a actual coating on it. The Muso Black looks really cool without one, but without the coating it just kind of comes off in your hands. So putting an actual coating on this ended up making it feel kind of like truck bed liner. It's very interesting, but still chips off relatively easy. Maybe I can put a few more coats of paint on here. The few things that I took away from this build are those sticks that I used suck. I used them for a little bit and then they ended up not working anymore. You can see in some of the footage that it just started drifting pretty much instantly. So I don't know what's going on with those sticks. I would stick to the Gully Kit ones and don't buy the third-party ones. So subscribe for a giveaway. We do them every month. And if you're interested in other videos about the Switch or any other handhelds, take a look at these because YouTube has selected them so perfectly for just you. That's all I have for today. Davey out.